Hello, everyone. This is such a pleasure to be with you on our monthly basis meeting. As you can see behind me, I'm in a conference center. Actually, I'm in beautiful Toronto, Canada. And I have a great pleasure to have my guest, Gaby Teasdale, with me today. Before we go there, I just wanted to share my thoughts and our thoughts with everybody who were impacted by the Hurricane Fiona and now Hurricane Ian in different territories and countries. So we were thinking of you guys, and we hope for the fast recovery for everybody. And speaking of water, Gaby happens to be from Paraguay. Gaby, we know each other for a little while, and my first introduction to Gaby was that we shared a great honor and pleasure to be finalists for the Marshall Goldsmith Thinkers 50 Award for coaching and mentoring. So we spent some quality time together there, and also later getting to know each other and working with each other. And the reason that I so wanted Gaby to share our time together is because she and her foundation are just doing phenomenal things. Gaby has a distinct careers in several different fields before deciding to create her own foundation. And basically, well, I'm going to let Gaby tell you all about it, but the foundation having a very lofty goal of training many people, 700,000, you said, to truly reach their potential, as we would say in coaching, and to be better leaders of tomorrow. Gaby, so glad to have you with us today.
Oh my goodness, Magda. So good to be here with you. Yeah, I was missing you. That's all I can say right now. Because during the pandemic, we spent a good time, like once a week,
Once a
right?
week, an hour, yeah.
Yeah, and some other colleagues and friends, and I'm sure, like we grew together, and that's the beauty of everything, right?
That's
So
it.
so good to be here with you.
Gaby, could you tell us what was the impetus for you to create the foundation?
Um, 12, let me go back a little bit, Magda. 12 years ago, when we moved back, we came back to Paraguay. We were living in United States with my husband, and we decided to come to Paraguay. And we said, what's our vision? What do we want to do? And we were already coaches, and we were falling in love with leadership. So when we came to Paraguay, as a Paraguayan, I said, we need better leaders in my country. So we started our coaching and leadership school, and we were working for companies. At
Mm,
some point, Magda, uh, we said, we want everybody to have access to our programs, and we want everybody to grow. And we started our nonprofit organization. And it's just an amazing path that we had since that time, because now you were just sharing the numbers, and see, this is what leaders, this is what we do. We have to have our vision very clear. And when we were to Peru, when we came back here, we said we want to impact the lives of 1 million Paraguayans. Then our numbers were very clear, Magda. We didn't know how we were going to do that, but I'm going to tell you something. Today, we had 700,000 people that went through our programs already.
ready.
We are very close to the goal, and now we're saying, now we need to go for more. In Paraguay, we're 7 million people.
Right.
So now, if I think about it, I said, oh my gosh, let's go for the 7 million.
Oh, so
So
every single
it's amazing how
Paraguayan.
your vision just can grow at the same time you're giving and growing and impacting life.
So Gabby, you said you and Timo, you fell in love with leadership. What was the specific need you've been seeing in your country that pushed you or led you to that path of leadership development?
I'm gonna go when I was in like high school here in Paraguay, and I'm gonna talk about it because now we're working with public schools here in Paraguay, and
Mm,
I'm gonna tell you more about.
yeah.
When I was going to school, I remember having no one telling me you're amazing. You're
Mm,
gonna be a leader. You're gonna like our professors were great, right? They were giving me and our my classmates everything that we needed to know, but it wasn't. We didn't receive food for our thoughts, our hearts, our anything to build our self-esteem and to understand better our purpose, right?
uh-huh.
To know where we want to go, to develop our values. So um, we I found tools to grow by myself, doing some research, and because that's my personality, I wanted to grow, so I got some tools and I started to invest in myself.
Mm,
So when I was here, I said, how cool is to give people tools to start investing in themselves, to understand who they are and the potential that they have, and if they're intentional,
mm,
how they can reach their that full potential, how they can go to how they can become their best version of themselves.
sure.
So that's what we said. And then leaders, they build something better. They see the need and they take action and do something, right? And that's what my country need. And I think lots of countries, that person that will stand up and said, I'm going to take action, I'm going to be the responsible one, and I'm going to work with others that have the same vision to go to where we want to go.
Mm,
So when we came to Paraguay, we started to develop these programs, coaching and leadership programs, to help people understand from, I think, Magda, from that purpose, that potential that each of us have. And from there, to realize that we all need to work together and that we all are responsible and need to take action to make our lives better and our world a better place too.
yeah, that's quite a story of self development and self awareness, right? That you
It's
turned into something so powerful as the foundation. And as you said, already 700,000 people went through your leadership program. The million mark is within the reach, and now you have even a greater ambition and greater plan. You did mention that, but I certainly wanted to ask you specifically about your work with schools,
oh
right?
yes.
Because we start hearing it and seeing it in multiple different places where younger and younger people are being exposed to leadership development. And those tools that you mentioned are being offered earlier and also are being offered to those who work with young children, right?
Mhm.
So they in turn can maybe plant that seed of leadership development within them. But please tell us more about this fantastic work with schools.
Yeah, when we started the nonprofit, Magda, we decided to work with companies, and we developed this roundtable methodology for 5 or 6 people to come together once a week and work with a value. And we were doing it with more than 2,000 companies here in Paraguay. And at some point, again, and I love this about growing, like that happened with our company when we decided to start the nonprofit at some point. And then at some point with the nonprofit, we said, Paraguay is a very young country. So more than 50% of the population is under 30 years of age. Imagine that. So we said we need to start working with the youth and we need to go to the schools. I was talking about how I didn't get too much at school, um, about self-awareness, right? Like that growing process that I think we all need to have and live experience. So we said we're gonna go and work with the Minister of Education. And that's what we did. We developed with John Maxwell, we developed a program for these kids. And I have it here with me, and it's just the program. And I'm gonna give you a good news because we have it in English and we can do it anywhere in the world these days. So this program is the first module is I choose. The name is I choose. So you learn to make good decisions and how to do it, right? And then the second one is I'm valuable. I'm a valuable person.
Yeah.
I do. From recognizing who I am and making the decisions, I start doing things. I take action. And then finally, the last one is I lead. This is what we're giving this today. We're giving to the public schools here in Paraguay. Those
Wow.
kids that probably don't have the opportunities that we
Right.
have in a private school. So they're growing. They have 4 years. This is a 4 year
Of the
curriculum
program. Uh-huh.
for them to know themselves, to grow, to take action, to become great leaders, and
Uh-huh.
to to be prepared. When they leave school, they're already and prepared to do something great with their lives and to impact not only their cities, maybe they're the future leaders. So we're
Right.
preparing,
Absolutely.
preparing
Absolutely.
them.
Yeah. So you said that you started working with the Ministry of Education. Um, as we know, not always governmental organizations are super open to doing something unusual, something very non-traditional. What was your experience, and how did you come about to taking yet another bold step for yourself? And it is to find a partner like a Ministry of Education.
Yeah, that's a that's a good way to say it, Magda, a partner, right? Like the education in Paraguay is not the best, and that's, as a leader, you recognize that need. You don't complain about it, you do something about it. So as an organization, we went and we knocked at that door for a long time, I promise, until the when I had a meeting with the Minister of Education. He had these books. He was holding these books, and he said, "There is no way I'm not giving the opportunity to the kids to learn. This is just amazing. We
Right
never."
person in right place, right?
He was surprised. He said, "This material is just wow." And I won, and you know what, I went and asked for, Magda, and this is just so I just love to remember this. I went and talked to the minister, and I said, "I need you to open the door. We are giving this to your kids. We're giving this to you, no cost. We, as a Paraguayan, I want to help. I want to do something for my country." So I
Wow.
wanted to offer this to him, and he said, "Yes, we're gonna do it." And I said, "I just need you to open 200 schools. I just need to do a pilot. I need to work with 200 schools." And he looked at me as a leader, and he smiled and said, "Gabby, I'm gonna open 200 schools for you. I'm gonna open doors for you, but I want to reach the 10,000 schools that we have in
Oh,
Paraguay.
wow.
200 schools. That's not enough for us." So that's what we are now. And Magda, this year we're working with 2,200 schools in Paraguay. So we are growing. We're going to reach. Remember our first number, 1 million people? We're
Right.
so close. Now we need to reach 10,000 schools, and we're going to go there. But because I believe that each of these kids have a tremendous potential and that we need to help them.
Yeah.
We need to give them the tools for them to discover what's that beauty that they have inside and take it out.
Mm. You know, but what I'm hearing also, Gabby, is that leadership skill in you and your team, because it's not enough to have a vision, right? That's, of course, where it starts. It's not enough to have a passion. You have to have a perseverance. As you said, you've been knocking on that door a long time. You have to find right partner. Fortunately, the Minister of Education at this point happened to be one. And yeah, you just never stop. You just continue expanding your vision and your planning alongside the successes. And I'm sure there were some difficult moments as well.
Oh,
Rarely
yeah.
ever everything is just perfect from the beginning, right? But
There's always failure.
yeah,
There's
but
always failure and hard times in the middle, but you don't give up.
you don't give up. Exactly. You just where was I? Oh, I was recently in Ireland, and on the entire streets of Dublin there were these beautiful kind of street signs, and they said success is to fall 7 times but I get up for the eighth, right? So to some extent it's like, well, because your vision has been so, probably many people told you that you're a little crazy, right?
Yes,
When you started the not for
very
profit.
ambitious. That was the word. Gaby, your vision and your goal is very ambitious. You're not gonna get there.
You're not gonna get there, and your response was, I'll show you, right? And
Exactly.
you did, and you still were.
Yeah,
That's
Magda,
amazing.
because to believe in someone else's, if I believe in your potential, and if I look at you and I said I believe in Magda, that's how I look at my people. I said I believe in my people, but for that you need to believe in yourself first.
Yes.
And as a leader, that's something that we need to practice every day, because is you share that with other people. If you believe, that energy is going to also go to the people you're working with, and they're going to believe in your vision. They're going to start following you. They're going
Yeah.
to start believing in themselves, and that's something that we need to practice every day. And I look at my people and I said, yes, my vision was very ambitious, but I look at 700,000 people today and I say, wow, wow, I'm glad I'm ambitious. I'm glad I didn't listen. I'm glad I didn't give up. I'm glad that I have these tools that not only worked for me, but is working for other people. Because as leaders, that's what we do. We
What we
grow,
do.
take our people with us. So yes, that's what happening here. And what I was gonna tell you is, now we're giving the program to different countries. We're doing it in Costa Rica, in Guatemala, in Dominican Republic, in Brazil. We're studying it. Amazing. That's a huge goal there. And also in the States, like we have the materials in English. I Lead, that's the name of the program. We teach values, Magda, values. And if you go through the book, you're gonna see character, you're gonna see attitude, you're gonna see
Right.
relationships, you're gonna see responsibility, integrity, forgiveness. uh, those are values that we need to work in ourselves first.
Absolutely.
Those are like the roots. If
Yeah.
those roots are strong and firm, the fruits that we're gonna give are gonna be, wow, the best.
And then nothing is too ambitious, right? Because if you're really coming from your values, then no plan is too ambitious. and no plan is too difficult to take on. We're coming to an end of our time, Gaby, but I wanted to ask you a question because you're a mom of two beautiful young children. How did your kids go through your leadership program yet?
Oh my goodness, my kids, they do. And that's something very important what you were just saying, Magda, because we have a program now that we're gonna give to families.
Mm.
You start the work there as mom, dad, at home. That's
Yeah.
when you work the values. That's how
Mm.
you show. That's where you show your leadership. And yes, I'm very proud of my kids. With my daughter, we even during the pandemic, we did some Facebook and Instagram lives together, and we taught these values to the people that were connected with us. But yes, and I'm proud of them. I need to be the example. I need to not only teach these values, I need to live these values, and
Mm.
I need to practice at home. That's my legacy, Magda.
Yeah,
And
sounds
when
like
we
it.
think about, yes, those kids are my legacy. And it's not easy, but every day as a mom, as a leader, as a businesswoman, I try to do my best and to live what I teach. and
Yeah.
and I hope that I will see the results soon, right?
Oh,
Everything is a process in life, but we are working, we're walking, not stopping, and we're gonna get there for sure. We're gonna see a better world, and I just want people to also invest in themselves, to believe in them, and to take action. I think that's my wish for everybody.
wow, that's amazing, Gabby, and that's a wonderful thought, and a little bit of an invitation, if not challenge, that you're leaving our viewers today. So thank you, Gabby, not only for joining us today, but thank you for your ambitious plans. Thank you for being the leader and the person that you are, and for sharing your gift in such a powerful, powerful way. Thanks so
No,
much, Gabriela.
thank you, Magda. You are an example for me. I admire you a lot. You know that.
Thank you.
And thank you for being in my life, for being part of my life and my circle. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I hope our viewers, you guys will join us in October. We will be talking about some new research into the field of coaching. So again, thank you so much, Gabby. I apologize for not the previous background for today's call, and we'll see each other in October.